Junodrome.
Hi friends, welcome back to another Pick a Card Tarot reading. My name is JP and this is Junodrome Intuitive Arts. Today we are going to be doing a Pick a Card Tarot reading asking what spirit guide is with you right now and what message do they want to share with you. So this is going to be a reading giving you an exact understanding on what spirit guide is with you and what they want you to know. Now for me personally, I don't know exactly how you subscribe to what you believe for your spirit guides. I think personally we have many guides and they come in and out of our lives. So these particular guides are just beings that want to talk to you today for whatever reason. So we'll leave it really open. I'm keeping it an open mind and just seeing whatever comes in and what messages need to happen in the highest good of you and all involved here. So take a moment now to look at which pile is calling out to you. We have pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. In the description section of this video, you can find a link to your reading. If you need some more time to choose, tune into the end of the video. In the description section, if you click on the card selection section at the end of the video, you have an extended card selection time. Otherwise, we're going to jump straight into the readings. So here we go. Stay tuned. I will see you in your reading. Bye. Hi, pile number 1. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be seeing what spirit guide is with you right now and wants to talk to you. Let's find out. Who are they? What do they want? So the way that I've done this, it's going to be 3 parts here. First part, we're going to look and see who this spirit guide is. What are they like? What are their energies like with these oracle cards? Then I have a channeled message from the spirit guide. And then I also have some cards I've pulled from the tarot to see what they want to say. So let's see. Your spirit guide energies are duality, this emerging angel, the Page of Cups. Okay, cool. And then I pulled this this beautiful card from How to Be a Wildflower. How to Be a Wildflower. It says, "Grow free, wildflower." You know, I feel like this spirit guide, I'm getting a feminine energy from this guide. Take it as it resonates, but I do feel like whichever entity this is who is with us right now, this spirit guide energy is very feminine, very bubbly, kind of younger energy, although, you know, I think that all spirit guides are kind of this timeless kind of energy, but this is feeling very much like a young woman. That's the energy I'm getting here. Very much like student energy, lots of flowers, floral patterns, very bright, very bubbly, very positive, I'm feeling. But interesting with the duality card here too, it's sort of like you know, on the surface, I think maybe this spirit guide, she's very bubbly, carefree, young. Maybe she looks naive, but with that duality, I think she's got this like deep inner wisdom that's like ancient deep wisdom that's within her. So she's got this interesting pattern between feeling like she's very young, very bubbly, very open, but also very deep and very wise. So this could be any kind of, you know, any kind of person here. With spirit guides, I feel like I said before, take this as it resonates for you and how you want to conceive of things. I personally don't have a full fixed idea behind them for myself, but I have my own ideas, you know. What I think about spirit guides is I think that there's a couple things. It's like people on the other side who have agreed to help you for whatever reason. Now, spirit guides we can either pick up in locations as we're moving around the world, or where they could be friends from past lives, or they could be loved ones who've passed on, or there's lots of different beings who could be considered our spirit guides here. But for you, this is very much a feminine energy. She's very bright, she's very bubbly, she's very kind and happy and fun, kind of very go-lucky, wild spirit, you know? She's got this like free, wild energy. And I think that's what she's kind of looking to have you come in here. So I did channel a message, like I said before, and I'll read the message now. I do think that she's really looking to help you bring in a sense of carefree energy. So let me read the message. It says, I just want you to be happy. I know how hard it can feel to let go and just bring in the joy. But if you could see yourself the way I see you, I think you'd have a lot more fun. Relax. It's going to be okay. Just make sure you're giving yourself time for the small joys. So yeah, I do feel that there's this energy in this message here with this particular spirit guide about the importance of not taking things too seriously, not taking life too seriously. It's really, really, really easy to take everything going on in our life and hold on in this like really hard, fast kind of like somber sort of, I must do this thing and my life must move in this direction, and if I don't do this the right way, then everything's going to fall apart, so I must control myself and control my actions, so that, this like really kind of clenched up sort of feeling. And I really feel the spirit guide is just saying like, all right, like, yes, I get that, but also just like relax a little, maybe have a little fun, maybe go out somewhere, explore, have some carefree wildflower. You stop and smell the flowers a little bit, like go out into the forest a little bit and just like go back into this sort of like loving, open, carefree kind of way. And I think that the more that you start to practice that, I think the more you'll start to encounter this sense of joy, right? Because I think the spirit guide really wants you to feel joyful, and they want you to not be afraid to be silly and not be afraid to be childlike. She's got this very childlike energy, even though I do think, like I said, she's wise and ancient, but also like really carefree, and like that embracing this kind of joie de vivre, which is like the joy of life, right? Embracing that joy of living is such an incredible and wonderful thing to do, and it can like really open up all sorts of things. I'm just having an image pop into my head of a movie that's in black and white, immediately burst into this joyful, colorful like dance number, like a 1960s like multiple casts, women wearing feathers, like hurrah dance movement, like I don't know where that's coming from, but that's what I'm feeling with this, so it's sort of like this reading is like, just like don't be in this black and white somber attitude all the time. You don't have to live that way. You can open yourself up to being happy. That happiness and joy is something that you can encounter at any moment, and it's just up to you to tap into it, to open yourself up to it, to really like jump into the happiness energy, because it is within your heart. It is here. It's not external to you. It's within, that you can live from a place of joy, and that you don't have to be afraid to experience joy. You don't have to feel like you can't do that. That you're yeah, okay, so I'm going to start pulling cards. I do feel like this pile, I think you feel really overburdened in life. And so this is an opportunity for you to move your emotional state into a place of more joy and openness, and really walk away from this sense of heartbreak here. Because it's in reverse. I think you're moving out of it. I am going to pull reversals today. I'm feeling it. We got the moon. Yeah. Okay. All right. And then tower in reverse. That's cool. All right. So ultimately, I do feel, that it's this spirit guide really wants you to start experiencing joy again, and opening yourself up to possibilities, and opening yourself up to the idea that anything is really possible for yourself. And it's easy to get lost in this thinking that you have to do so much, right? The world that we currently inhabit is one, society-wise, where we're measured by our productivity, and we're measured by our worth is tied to our jobs and how much you're working and how much you want to work and all this stuff. And it's like, this is something you can let go of a little bit. You don't have to hold on to that so tightly here, and that there's opportunity for you to let that go, to get out of that energy, and to start to incorporate joy back into your life again. And I think if you start to do this, I think you'll stop feeling so confused too, because I think that maybe there's a bit of confusion going on as well. Like you don't know where to go, you don't know how to move, you don't know what's right, what should be done for yourself. But it's sort of like this is an opportunity for you to open back up to realizing that anything is possible for yourself, and it doesn't matter, that I think that the more that you embrace this carefree attitude, it's like it the next step doesn't matter as much, because it's like the joy of being around right now is more important. And I think that it'll help you change your perspective too by incorporating this energy into your life, and I think it'll stop you from feeling so unstable and that like things aren't possible, because I think you are holding so many things, and you have all this pressure on yourself to perform in a certain way, to move in a certain way, to go in a certain way, and it's sort of saying like, yes, okay, that's true, but also, have you looked at the clouds today? Have you stopped and I'm just looking in my head. I'm imagining a person rolling down a hill in grass, So, I don't know how realistic it is for us to be doing that every day, particularly if you live in a city, but that's the image that she wants to share with you today. It's like, how can you incorporate that even just in spirit? You don't have to actually roll down a grassy hill, but when you're a kid and you do those kinds of things, and just how fun that is, and how open and joyful and carefree that feeling is. She really wants you to incorporate that carefree energy into your life, and that the more that you do that, the more that you're going to feel this reawakening sense within you of happiness and real joy and real possibilities. Because the more that you can incorporate this into your heart, the less pressure you're going to feel to make certain things happen in certain ways, and you'll feel more open to anything being possible for yourself, and really you'll become more comfortable in the present moment, because the present moment is where the happiness and the joy is lying. So, I'm gonna leave this here. So, pile number 1, that's my reading from you. Your spirit guide is this really carefree, wonderful spirit here. She's trying to let you in on the secret that you can let joy back into your life if you so choose. So really open yourself up to that energy. And like I said too, I think our spirit guides are constantly moving and changing. So whether or not this is like your number one spirit guide or the most important one or whatever, we don't have to think about those kinds of things. I do think this is a guide who wants to come into your life right now. So should you choose, like I said, I form the intention that these are going to be spirit guides who have all of our highest goods in mind. So, this is someone who has your highest good in mind and the highest good of all sentient beings. Otherwise, they would not be present in this reading. So it's up to you, but I think you can open yourself up to this energy, and I think she's here to help you with that. So you can say, hey, please, I'm open to letting more joy into my life. Please help me let more joy into my life. And this spirit guide is like ready to work with you to bring in more happiness and carefree nature and carefree joy. And so it's just open to you to embrace that energy, to allow that energy, to be open to it. And should you choose to, it's here for you. So anyway, pile number 1, I'm going to leave you there. I hope that this reading serves you well. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. Do you like this kind of thing? I'm trying something a little bit different. I don't do spirit guide stuff very much. So do you like that? I would be happy to do more of this kind of thing, because I'm sure there are many supernatural positive beings in the ether that would love to connect with us, right? So I'm open to that, whatever. I mean, you have to be open to believing that sort of thing, but even if you don't believe that, this might give you some good information anyway, right? So yeah, anyway, let me know what you think. Give this video a like and subscribe. My subscribe sign is currently not available, so I will do it with my hands. Give this video a like should you like this video. Tap the subscribe button should you so choose if you are new to this channel. It'd be great to have you with us. Welcome to the community. Lots going on over here at Junodrome Intuitive Arts. So catch you later, everybody. Bye. Hi there, pile number 2. Welcome to your reading. This is going to be a reading showing you what spirit guide is with you right now and what do they need you to know. So, as I said in the intro, I think I'm leaving this really open to spirit guides. You don't necessarily have to believe in them to get this message, but this is open to, I think, personally, what I believe. I think we all have spirit guides. I think some of them come in and out of our lives. Maybe they exist as friends from past lives, family from past lives, passed on loved ones. They could be spirits. They could be nature spirits. They could be anything, right? They could be guides we've picked up from places, things from past lives, like I said, things from the other side. Leaving it very, very open. I have set the intention that only beings and entities and things within our highest good and the highest good of all sentient beings can communicate with us. So don't worry, I put up those boundaries, right? Spiritual boundaries are very important if you're going to do any kind of spiritual work. Keep that in mind, friends. But anyway, what spirit guide is with you right now, and what do they need to tell you? So we have this, it's all good. These first, we're going to do the oracle cards. They represent the spirit guide. We have this balance card. The King of Wands, yeah, that really is fitting for this that I'm feeling. And then I have this mountain card here, and the message is, we need the tonic of wildness. So for you, pile number 2, I feel like this is, it's interesting to me. I'm definitely getting a masculine energy for this spirit guide for sure, but it's not very human though, and that's, I think, an important distinction that it wants to give here too. It's feeling very, very nature spirit, almost like this is an anthropomorphic nature spirit. I'm feeling like almost like this masculine, kind of like a Cerberus kind of energy. No, that's not. That's the three-headed. That's the three-headed dog. I don't know my gods. I'm not a polytheist. I don't know them very well. The pantheons, whatever. The green man with the horns from Celtic mythology. Karenanos, whatever his name is. I'm getting a bit of that vibe, but I don't think it's that defined. This is not one particular entity here. This is like the forest. This is the forest personified as this king energy, and so the spirits of nature are here with you in this masculine nature spirit wisdom. And so what do the nature spirits want you to know here? This is this masculine king of the forest, the spiritual center of the forest is here to communicate with you today. This is beautiful, actually. This very much this come back into nature moment, and I really am. I'm imagining this beautiful forest with lots of fir trees. And, I'm just imagining walking barefoot over pine needles and like the soft bedded pine needles, the really long needles. I'm just imagining walking barefoot through that kind of forest right now. And I'm feeling that sort of connection to nature and to the wilderness. And there's this beautiful interconnected living breathing heart of the forest coming through to talk to you today. This is beautiful. This is cool. Okay, so I channeled a message for everybody from each spirit guide, but yours was really interesting because it didn't want to give me any words at all. So it actually wanted me to go through some breathing. So I think we're going to do a little bit of a mini meditation together if you want to do that with me, and then we'll read what cards want to come through because I pulled some cards to give you a message from this spirit guide. So first I'm just going to make the wind noise. So listen to the wind. Now focus on your breathing. Focus on the sensation of your breathing. feel the coolness of your breath as it goes in and out of your nose or mouth or however you're breathing. And now this spirit guide wants you to focus on the silence for just a moment. So we're going to pause for a moment in silence and just hear the silence for just a moment. Okay, so now I think that we're ready to hear this message. I think it was really important for this one in particular. This spirit guide wanted us to be in this place when we experience this message, a very much more subdued place in energy than I was in before, which is kind of cool. So it's interesting because it's a kind of a similar message to Pile 1, but very, very different energy. And I think that's really beautiful. So this spirit guide, this spirit guide wants you to know that it sees how hard it is to exist in the human realm that we're living in right now, and just how different that realm is than maybe it used to be, or that the forest exists in. Very different place. The nature spirits, of course, we all are nature. I think that's important to remember. But this is like the forest energy exists in this place of calm that we don't often experience as human beings. And so this particular nature spirit wants to remind you that you don't have to hold on to everything so tightly, and that there is always peace that is available to you. It's interesting. I think these are, like I said, it's similar to Pile 1 in the state of the person encountering the reading, but the subscription is different. So Pile number 1 was all about encountering joy. In Pile 2, I think this is all about encountering peace. So there's a sense in this reading of really coming into a sense of calm and silence, and allowing that to help heal some of the difficulties. Because I think the difficult things are very loud inside, and you're holding this burden, this internal burden. But the sun is here, and nature is here. And the warmth of the light of the sun is coming into this reading to give you that inner warmth and possibility. Because ultimately, you have the magician here, this transmutation card, this ability to create anything and to manifest anything into the world. And so I think that this particular spirit is kind of coming in, if you feel like you're unstable at all, or that there's difficulty, and you just feel like all you could do is work, and it's leaving you feeling heartbroken or drained, that there is this well within you of peace that can be tapped into at any moment, because, like I said before, like we are nature. Humans are nature. We evolved on this planet in harmony with everything else, in tandem with everything else. And so, the nature sprites, the nature spirits, the beings of the forest, they're used to people. They're used to working with people. And they're open to working with people. They're definitely open to working with you, should you choose to open up to that. And that can help you maybe. It's like I'm imagining a tree root Mm. I'm imagining the network of tree roots underground. So this is something actually we've learned very recently in science, but actually the entire forest communicates with itself. All trees, they exist in this vast interconnected network underground through their roots, and they literally talk to each other. They share resources. If one tree is doesn't have enough nutrients, the trees around it will send nutrients to that other tree. They communicate. They save each other. They help each other. And so it's sort of like there's a whole network of nature that can help alleviate some of this internal struggle that you might be experiencing, and they want to do that. They're open to sharing that with you, and they're open to you sharing a little bit of yourself with them too, in a way that boundaries is important. That's a me, the reader, as an aside. You do what you feel comfortable with. You don't have to give yourself to the forest here. Not what I'm telling you to do. But you can open yourself up to this nature energy, and nature has a healing and rejuvenating effect. Mountains do as well. The mountain's really coming out at me. If there's a mountain nearby, mountain spirits as well, there's a little bit of a difference in the mountain energy. Mountains are this like big, powerful, stable beings, rock and solid. They're literally from continents careening into each other and forcing the earth up into these spires, right? So it's like the mountain energy can help you regain a sense of stability as well. I don't know if you like hiking, but this is definitely a pile that can get a lot out of a hike for sure. Get out there in the forest, friend, if you have one around. If you're in the city, find a park, find some trees, because this is really powerful nature energy that wants to come into your life right now. And I think ultimately, I think that if you do this, if you find some time to get out into the forest more, I think that you'll feel more able to tackle life from a day-to-day perspective. There's an opening to really come in. And it's interesting because that angel there is holding this giant pearl. So it's like there's this pearl of wisdom here, that the forest can share with you, and it's huge. I mean, look at how big that pearl is. It's gigantic. So there's a really, really big, big, big pearl of wisdom that can come into your life should you so choose to open yourself up to it. So, be open to that energy, because it wants to come in here. Wow, that's powerful. So yeah, just to recap, I think that this particular spirit guide is deeply in tune and connected with nature and forests and mountains in general. A little bit of an ocean energy with that pearl, but not really watery. This is definitely more earth energy. So you can tap into the earth more as well. There could be a sense of needing to do more meditation as well. Meditation and silence could help you. Maybe developing a meditation practice could help you as well. Getting out there, maybe doing some kind of more grounding work, where you imagine your energy going deep into the earth and connecting into the earth more. Doing some earth bath or whatever they call that, where you walk barefoot through the forest. Like I said earlier, I was imagining that. Maybe that's you. Maybe you got to go barefoot in the pine needles. I don't know. Be careful. They can hurt sometimes, I guess. But I don't know. They felt soft in my feet in that imagination, so I'm not sure. Anyway, I think pile 2, we're going to leave it here. So like I said with spirit guides, I think they come in and out of our lives. I think we have many different ones. This is just the nature spirits coming in to say hello and to share their wisdom of peace and calm with you, So, and just think about a tree too. I'm going to leave you off with some tree symbolism. If you think about a big giant pine tree, they're very, very strong and durable, and their roots go deep into the ground, and they're so planted that nothing can really shake them. And even the biggest powerful storms, of course, the really, really, really huge storms can knock down a tree. I mean, I'm just going to put that aside. But, most storms, they can weather no problem. Yeah, they sway, but their deep, strong trunk and connection planted into the earth keeps them safe and keeps them stable through the most challenging storms. And I think that is some wisdom to take home with you a little bit, and to remember that maybe you can turn to nature to help you. You can ask nature to alleviate some of your struggles, literally and figuratively. You can just go out into nature, but you can also open yourself up to the nature spirits a little bit too, Put some caveats in it, obviously. Like I said, only open yourself up to that which is in your highest good, the highest good of all beings, right? Love and light, love and light. You do you, obviously. You do whatever you want. But, that's how things roll over in my world these days. It hasn't always been that way, but it's definitely that way from now on. So, open yourself up to whatever, but you have the power to choose what that is, right? And don't let anybody ever tell you different. So anyway, pile number 2, we're going to leave you there. I hope that this reading serves you well. Let me know in the comments what you think either way. Did you like this reading? This is different for me. I don't do this kind of thing a lot. I think I used to in the old days a lot more. So I'm open to doing more of this kind of thing. Clearly this wanted to come through, which is great. This was a really wonderful one. Yeah. Give this video a like if you liked it. That helps the algorithm let other people know that this is around. The engagement's still down. It's so down, and I don't know. I'm going to try to put this one out there a little bit differently, I think, than I have. So we'll see how it goes. But it's out there for you. And that's it from me, friends. I will catch you later. Bye. Oh, subscribe if you're new. Give this video a subscription if you are new to my channel. That is wonderful as well. Catch you later, friends. Bye. Hi there, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. So this is going to be a reading asking, who is this spirit guide that wants to talk to you? So the way that I believe in spirit guides, personally, I think we have a lot of them. I think that they come in and out of our lives. I think we have some for some periods, and then we have different ones for different periods, depending on what we're going through. So this is just going to be a guide that wants to come in and talk to you now. Like I said at the beginning as well, I've limited this to only beings who are in the highest good of you and all beings, right? Me, you, all spirits, sentient beings. So, so we just got some good friends here, right? It's just friends only. So let's see. What we're going to do first is we've got the oracles to give me kind of a vibe. What vibe is this spirit guide? Then I have a channeled message I have from the spirit guide, and then we're going to read some tarot. So let's get into it. You've got teaching. So this is definitely a being that wants to teach you something. We've got the Ace of Wands. We've got the Romance card. Actually, I can show this one. This one, there's nothing wrong with this one. Okay, the Romance card is interesting. And we have this this nighttime flower here, and it says, the power of imagination makes us infinite. And I do feel this kind of like romantic, you know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking of like those 80s bands, the new romantics. This spirit guide has that kind of vibe. It's definitely a masculine energy I'm feeling from this guide for sure. Like think like I don't know. It's like almost like a David Bowie kind of vibe feeling from this. That kind of like Dark Prince energy. Yeah, definitely like Dark Prince energy for sure. But like I said, only the highest good here. So, but I am feeling that a little bit. This kind of like edgy sort of lovely energy though, like wonderful, lovely kind of person, but definitely a little bit of that sort of like outcasty, emo-y energy too. You know what I mean? I'm definitely feeling that a little bit from this, like gothy kind of, very gothy. Yeah. So, but this spirit guide is definitely here to teach you something important, and it's like it's something about like renewing this like fiery, passionate energy within you. Like I think it's like reawakening the romance of your own life, right? This like that life itself can feel romantic, and that it's important to have this like fiery, wonderful, smoldering, loving connection with our very lives, right? That you can feel like you're in a romance with your own life, not necessarily with yourself, like not in a narcissistic way, but like you have a romance with life itself, that that you can live a life of that kind of way, almost like this like adventurous sort of like Three Musketeers swashbuckling pirate sort of way. I don't know where that's coming from, but like this very adventurous, like adventurer sort of energy going on with this spirit guide. Is very interesting. It's very interesting. Definitely masculine, like I said, but like very flamboyant as well, and like very much like debonair, flamboyant, androgynous kind of man, you know what I mean? All right, I got a channel message. Let's read that. I want you to remember something for me, if you please. There's no shame in understanding things from a different perspective. You don't need to be everyone's cup of tea. Don't expect the world to turn for you, and certainly don't wait for the consensus to make a move and take your bow. No one's watching until everyone's watching. Act before it's set in stone. Don't wait for the applause to start the show. Interesting. So I do think there's this sort of energy, like I'm getting the picture from that message that it's like you want to do something, you want to get out there, but it's like you're kind of like waiting until something's perfect. I definitely feel some perfectionism energy coming in with this reading, and there's a bit of a big message here of saying like don't wait, don't put it off, like don't wait until everybody's happy with you, don't turn yourself into something that everyone's going to like, because that's going to sanitize you to the point of not being worth it, right? Like I said, you're not going to be everyone's cup of tea. You don't have to have everybody like you, You can do whatever this thing is and go for it anyway. And the right people will find it. If you are so authentically yourself and so committed to your own thing, like I said, nobody's watching until everyone's watching, right? So I do feel this sort of like overnight success energy coming from this too, but it's like it needs to be, you need to put it out there, you need to put yourself out there, you need to just go for it and not worry about whether people, are people even going to like this, is this too weird, is it too out there, is it too strange, is it not right, is it whatever. It's sort of like this reading is trying to teach you, like don't even think about it that way. Like, no, this is like you can do whatever, and you don't have to be anybody's anything. Is your spirit guide David Bowie? Maybe, I don't know. You take it for whatever. I don't think it necessarily is, but maybe, but David Bowie certainly wasn't everybody's cup of tea. You know what I mean? But he was out there and he put himself out there, and, and tremendous success, but nobody was watching until they were, right? They were not watching him for a very long time. And then everyone was, right? So I definitely feel that for you. Let's see. We've got a bunch of tarot cards from this message. The Magician, like you can make anything happen. Don't think that you can't. Like you are very, very powerful. And this period of you waiting and sitting back and not doing needs to come to an end. Take it for what you want for yourself. But, I do feel like, it's okay that you don't see everything ahead of you. You're not going to see all of the steps ahead. It's not going to come. It's not going to show you everything. So you can't have everything planned out. And if you want to have 1,000 steps planned ahead and you want to know every little thing that's going to happen, I'm afraid that's not going to happen here. That's the biggest message from this spirit guide. It's like you're not going to have it all figured out before you can do it. You have to put it out one step at a time. You don't have to know everything, and in fact, you're not going to know everything. So don't try to come up with a plan. right? Don't try to come up with a huge plan here. You got to just take it one step at a time. And I know how frustrating this is. Like, this is clearly this is clearly meant for me, but I know it's meant for everybody, whoever's here, but man, is it also meant for me. But it's just trying to say, like, don't worry about what everybody else thinks. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what other people think. What do you need for you? You know how to make this thing happen. You know how to get out there. So put yourself out there. The right people are going to find you. You got to trust that the right people are going to find you. They're going to find your things. Be weird. Do not sanitize yourself for other people. Do not do it, because the people who need you in your authenticity. They don't need you in some watered down, almost you but not you kind of way for everybody to love you, right? Like, no, the more that you try to do that, the less you're actually going to be able to connect with the right people and connect into the right situations, and the more you're going to be falling flat because you're trying to adapt into what you think everybody wants, but that's not what they want from you. Like, nobody's watching until everybody's watching, right? So, like, you have to take this and just be authentically yourself with it. You just have to be authentically yourself. That's the biggest and most important part of this reading, is like, do yourself, be weird, be your version of weird, and the good weird, right? Be the good weird, because like, that's going to open you up to all of the open possibilities for yourself that can open you up to that, and I think it's going to be a lot of hard work, and it, but I think you've been putting in the work. So trust the work that you've been putting in. It's going to work out. Because ultimately you have the sun here. So the sun is on your side. You've got this like beautiful, bright new day here for you and for this thing. I do feel like this is like a project or a situation like that, potentially. I've definitely been reading it that way, but whatever you think this is what it's about. But there's a bright new day in this for you, because ultimately, what do you have coming? You have you basking in the rewards of this thing by trusting your authenticity and going for it. So this spirit guide wants you to think about life from a new perspective. They want you to think about how you can live your life in a way that's in your authenticity, and how you cannot, like, how can you get out of the mode of thinking about what everybody else is thinking about? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. It just matters what you know to be true in your heart, and for you to follow it unquestionably, no matter what. Because I think, the main energy in this reading is movement in the physical, and ultimately, like, your ship's coming in at the end of the day. So it's up to you to put in the time to make this work for yourself. But this spirit guide here, this energy wants you to really go for it. Go for it 100%. Put your whole self into this. Don't just put a little bit and try to pretend and be some different version of you that you think people are going to like. Be the whole weird way that you are. And you don't have to be everyone's cup of tea, but the people who need you in your authenticity. They need you as you, and because you're going to be there for them, and you're going to be there for yourself in a way that's like really this like powerful, big open energy. And it's up to you to really tap into that and to embody all that you know that you are, and not feel the need to negate it, to really tap into that romance energy, the romance of life, be that silly, goofy oddball who's in love with being alive and in love with sharing that love with the world in a goofy, weird way, or whatever it is for you, but like, be your authentic self, be whatever that is, and put that out there into the world, because that's where you share that energy with the world. And when you're in your authenticity, you give other people the excuse to be in theirs as well. And everyone opens up into this bigger, more open-hearted energy space that's really open for everyone. And you give people the excuse to be themselves and not be afraid to be themselves. This is really like push past the fear that you might have of putting yourself out there, and really put your authentic self into the world, because the world really needs you. The world needs you. That's the biggest message from the spirit guide. The world needs you as yourself. The world doesn't need you pretending to be somebody else. It needs you as you. So be your full self and put that full self into the world more. Yeah, anyway, pile number 3. That's it from me. I hope that this reading resonated with you. I hope that this connection with the spirit guide is there. This spirit guide energy is open to tap into anytime you want. I think that's the other message with these spirit guide readings. So, like I said, this is something in the highest good of you and all of those out there. So if you want to tap into that energy, it's there for you, right? This is a beautiful nighttime, beautiful energy, and we don't always get that, right? Like the night, the darkness isn't always out to get us, right? It's a part of life as anything else. And this is like this isn't like a harmful darkness energy. This is just like the 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 beautiful nighttime energy, like the moon. The moon isn't out to get you, right? It's beautiful. It's like there's a bit of that energy, and you got night and day here. It's the day night, right? Does that make any sense? The light at night is still light, right? All right, guys, I'm going to go. Like this video to help engage the algorithm. It helps send this out to more people. Give me a comment if you want to. It does help out engagement. It also helps me see who's around. Like, I've been getting some comments from people who I haven't seen in a while, but I think maybe are still watching the videos. It's just like, I've got a good dedicated, like, between 30 and 70 people who watch most of my videos. So I love you all, but not everybody comments all the time, which is fine. But if you're a longtime viewer and you've never left a comment, leave a comment for me. It starts to get, I like I said, I'm trying to build a community with all of you. And I love seeing some of your pictures and your, the pictures of the people who maybe I haven't seen in a long time, because like maybe you commented a few years ago and you've been watching all this time, but it's been a while. So say hi in the comments. I'll say hi back. It's really great. I love all of you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I appreciate you so much. It really, really means a lot to me to have you here with me on this journey. So thank you so much. I will catch you all later. Bye.